Today we're going to do an Impressionist project inspired by Monet, who's the father of Impressionism. So I'm going to start with a piece of watercolor paper. This is 9 by 6, so it can be any size you'd like. This is just the size that I am going to work with. So I am also going to take some painter's tape. You can use masking tape if you like. I have found that painter's tape works the best for this because we're going to lay out the bridge. So I'm going to tear off some pieces. You can cut your tape down in half if you like to. So what I'm going to do, I am going to start on one side, and I'm just going to kind of tear bits and pieces of my tape off to create my bridge. And you can do as many pieces if you like. And you just want to kind of shape it kind of a little bit of a dome as the curve for your bridge that you're going to work with. I always leave a little end on the edge of the paper so I can just kind of flip that over so when it's time to tear off I have that. It makes it easier to tear it off. And you kind of want to get it as lined up as you possibly can, even though you are going to make kind of a curve shape. There is your first line. So we're going to do a second one up right above that. So like this. Now you can go back through. I'm going to use my scissors for this part. Just be careful you don't cut yourself because the tape can kind of get in the way of everything. I'm going to make some little strips. They can be any size you'd like. There's no right or wrong. And I'm going to place them. Your bridge would look something like this. So now we're going to get to the part where we're going to paint. And I have acrylic paint right here. You can use any kind of paint. Tempera paint. You could watercolor it, but this is my choice that I'm going to use today. So Impressionists, they use brush strokes that weren't that detailed. So what we're going to use today, I have some cotton pads, I have some cotton balls with a closed pin that you can create your own little paintbrush, and I have some Q-tips and fingers. So you have very many options to use when you're going to paint this. And so and paper towels, so you need to wipe off your fingers if you're going to use your fingers. They're all make really nice Impressionist strokes instead of using like a traditional paintbrush. So and they also worked a lot outdoors and used natural light. So I'm just gonna play with this. I'm gonna show you the styles of each of the materials that we're going to use. So you can, at home, you can choose for yourself which one you might want to use. So I'm going to use the cotton ball right now. I'm just going to dab. I'm going to use, you can use whatever colors you'd like. Very some texture. You're going to be able to create a picture just using different techniques. That's with a cotton ball. I really like the cotton pads. I like the way they worked better, and just the shapes that it created. I'm going to dab a little bit on a paper towel because I don't want to get so much paint on my painting, and dabbing it on a paper towel kind of helps that, or piece of paper too, whatever. But you can see the different you can see I'm using yellow, a light green, and a darker green. I'm getting different shades for my piece, which is going to give it some depth. So that's what that looks like. Now I'm going to use some Q-tips. So in this area, I'm just going to bring in some blue. These are little smaller dots. This will take a little longer. But this is an option. Blue in there. Also, you can do quite a bit with your finger. So I'm going to use my little finger. I'm going to go back and use 2 shades of greens, a little bit more, some light, maybe some, get as much as I can on my finger. And I'm kind of get some of that extra off. And your finger is a great one to make when you get down here to do the lily pads. It's a great one to make the lilies. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and you guys can decide how you want to do yours, and then when I come back I'll show you what mine looks like. Okay, here's my final piece. You can see I have my lilies down here underneath the bridge. So it is fairly dry. I recommend you to wait for it to completely dry before you peel off your paint, but mine's pretty much dry, and I'm going to carefully remove my paint strips. So there is my mosaic inspired bridge and lily painting.